Persona 5 is one of, if not the best game on planet Earth. And I'm about to tell you why, and why I strongly recommend this game to anybody, whether or not you like RPG games, as this is an RPG. Um, but there's more to it than just it being an RPG. As everybody knows, it's a dungeon type game and a fighter type game. People also think of it as a dating sim in some cases. The amount of people that ship Ren and Akechi, am I right? But anyways, we're not here to talk about Ren and Akechi ships. We're here to talk about what makes Persona 5 a great game and why I recommend it to anybody I talk to. So, starting from the very, very top, I've got a little list, which is right now 3 points, and I could add more as I go if I think of something cool. So the first one is character relatability. The ability for you to relate to basically any character in the game. So you can think of a situation and that character's been through it, which is absolutely amazing for a game to have that each character has their own story. So it's like you're gonna relate to them in some way. So personally, I can relate to Ren. Out of all people, I relate to Ren, the protagonist of Persona 5, because he's been through a lot. And he may not necessarily be an anxious person, but I've seen like comics that people would make, and they depict him as a person that has a lot of trauma and such. And I've been through some shit in life, and I can relate to him in that way. So the second character I could relate to is Futaba, because she is anxious. She's not so social like most people. She's a gamer, and I would say for the most part that's about it. Nerdy, I guess you could also add. I'm a big nerd. I'm a big gamer nerd, a space nerd, tech nerd. Nerd. So yeah, so that's two characters I can relate to right there. Even Akechi, actually, I can relate to in ways. Basically, not in the psycho, I'm gonna kill you type personality, but more so the fact that he's had his own troubled past and he's wanting to escape. But the only thing and the difference between him and I is he's wanting to do malicious acts to redeem himself and think that he's going to get his life together, but no, far from it. So, but anyways, so that's a big part of Persona 5 that keeps me coming back to the game every however many months. Like, I haven't played it now in 2 or 3 months now, so but I'm sure at some point I'll come back to it and do a whole other playthrough. Um, but yeah, relating to the characters is just so awesome, and it really also depicts the game itself. A lot of today's issues, how you've got shitty adults taking advantage of others for their own good, their own corrupt whatever it is. So I'm not going to say what it goes on in the game because just in case you're a new person to Persona, I don't want to spoil it. So there's no spoilers. Then and I'll if there's any spoilers, I'll put a timestamp on before I disclose the spoiler bomb. But yeah, a lot of it is adults that are just corrupt, and it's in a way satisfying seeing karma delivered to them. Of course, you are the one delivering the karma, which is even better, by stealing hearts and such. Which is it's a pretty cool concept, really, about Persona, and I guess all the other Persona games. I assume that the whole concept is similar. I never played Persona 3 or 4. Those are the other big ones that people always talk about nowadays. I think actually today, yeah, today, Persona 3 Reload was released on the Switch too, so I might be able to get that or something. Anyways, another point is something that stuck with me. Um, I saw a YouTube video about this. It was about how the way Persona 5, and I would assume that the other Persona games are laid out, is a fixed amount of time that you have. So you only have so much time to do whatever it is as the story progresses, and there's deadlines and yada yada yada. It makes you choose carefully. It basically makes you choose your actions carefully, just like in real life. How we only have so much time on this planet, and especially we only have so long being young and being able to enjoy things before you get back pain or whatever. Although some of us do struggle because we have awful posture. Anybody want to raise your hand like me? My hand's raised. uh, Trying to get over that though. Anyways, which that's a whole meme apparently on Persona 5. I guess with Ren and Ryuji is the bad posture, hunched over and all that. Yeah, back pain. Back pain is Persona 5. But back to choosing carefully. Uh, yeah, so we only have so much time on this planet, and you have to use that wisely. And just like in the game, if you don't meet a deadline, it's game over. Or if you don't, which I guess how that would translate to real life is if you don't take care of yourself and live a nourishing life, well, your life ain't going to be good, really. You do the best you can with what you have, obviously. Like, not saying that you should have a Ferrari or a McLaren or whatever it is. I'm dropping that McLaren reference because in the last video, I think, although I can't remember, talked about a certain guy. Don't know if I even posted that video yet. See, I'm losing it. I guess I'm related to Ryuji, not related, similar to Ryuji in ways, and how we got bad memory. We don't study. I can't even study my own bloody YouTube channel. Yeah, Persona 5 really gets you thinking of that too. I'm sure a lot of folks don't necessarily think of that immediately, but um, yeah, I saw that and it really made me think that yeah, that's true. Um, that you only have so much time in life, and if you don't increase your social stats and your stamina and all that, your SP and all that, well, then you're going to be weaker in the future. So you do what you can with what you've got right now. Because when you start a brand new game in Persona 5, you start from zero. And in a way, that's life. You'll always start from zero from no matter what you do. But the next time you try again, so let's say, I'm going to say you are trying to get a girlfriend. You got that charm that is currently at level 0. And you go and ask her out, and she says, no, your charm's too low, boy. So you work on your charm. You get to level 2 charm. You find a girl that isn't really looking for looks so much and is more so looking for the personality and stuff. And you're doing pretty good. She says yes. So with that analogy, just because something fails once doesn't mean you can't try it again. Which is the beauty of the social stat in Persona 5, because you can start a brand new game after completing the game and carry over your social stats, which is amazing, because then you can breeze through the game a lot easier. But that kind of applies to real life. You may not be able to do the exact same thing, but you'll still have that chance to achieve what you're wanting. So yeah, that's yeah, a pretty cool analogy about how Persona is really about choosing carefully, and how actually on the loading screen, I know it does this for Persona 5 Royal, but I don't know if it does it in the original, but it says take your time. It's true. And I guess another thing, it relates to character relatability, haha, pun intended, is how the game is also about facing your inner self and also setting yourself free. So, spoiler alert in 3, 2, 1, although of course this is just about the beginning of the game, which everybody knows. Everybody knows that Ren's persona is Arsene. So they get stuck in Kamoshida's palace, and Ren is faced with the tough choice of running away or trying to save this new friend. And so he decides to try to save this friend, but he doesn't know what to do because he's got two beefy guards holding him up against the wall. Um, and his persona calls out to him, and he awakens to his persona, which awakening to your persona, metaphorically speaking, is coming to terms with yourself and realizing how you are as a person and not letting anybody stop you. Of course, as long as it's not malicious, because the kicker is if you have a palace because of distorted desires, you're not going to get a persona. So there you go. Jeez, I'm going to get comments. If this video gets big, I'm going to get comments saying, and this guy is turned into Morgana. Have at it. Oh boy, I gotta think of a Morgana quote. Pancakes? No, that's a catchy. But yeah, it's a pretty cool concept about how all these characters that come along as you go, they awaken to their persona and they're set free from their little jail, basically, and they completely change. So you can see, like, it's harder to see with Ren, but you can tell with someone like Ryuji as an example, somebody that's not really well liked amongst his peers because of story events. But once he wakes up to his persona, he's a whole different person. He's not going to let people get away so easily. He's not going to be walked on. That's the beauty of this game, is it really lets you try to channel to your inner persona and set yourself free and not let the shackles of today's society hold you in place. Because we're human and we're free beings. Within reason, of course. Don't commit crimes, buddy. Yeah, that's another cool analogy of this game. You can relate with characters. It makes you think of life and how you have to choose carefully for the sake of your own happiness, because at the end of the day, your happiness does matter. And also how this game is about setting yourself free from society's shackles, not letting anybody get to you, and just trying to live an honest life. And yeah, save other people if you want. Go to the metaverse and have some fun. Boy, would that be fun. Anyways, that's my little rant about Persona 5. Let me know in the comments below, what's your most favorite romance route? Mine is Futaba, because I'm a nerd, straight up. I ship Ren and Futaba. We can leave it at that. So anyways, that's enough about the romance side. That's a whole other video we can rant about and talk about the pros and cons of each romance option. Be like, what's his name, Knuckles? Approved. Anyways, that's it for this video, and yeah, I might do another Persona video at some point. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Again, who do you ship? Not who do you ship? Actually, no. Yeah, who do you ship? And what's your favorite romance route? And if there was a romance route that does not exist, who would you want? It better not involve anybody. It better not involve the Wardens. If it involves the Wardens, you're going to get mass disliked. So anyways, yeah, that's it for this video. Have a good one.